Hello, I'm Arlena Schott, and this is Garden-Wise Living. On today's show, I'm going to share with you 3 different farm families that have changed the way we look at farming. Throughout the years, I've brought you a lot of subjects for Garden-Wise Living, but today's subject is very, very near and dear to my heart. I cannot wait to share with you all the episodes from around the country that I'm going to do about the family farm. It's very important, as Garden-Wise Living knows, and you know, to know where our food comes from, know exactly what sustainability means, and how important it is to feed the world one community at a time. So stay with Garden-Wise Living while we travel around, meet family farms, and see just how they have adapted to this new world of farming and how they have changed the face of their family farm.
My name is Joe Austin. It's Hill and Vale Farms, Wyckoff, Minnesota. This is my wife, Bonnie.
Hey.
And we're in the southeastern corner of Minnesota. We have 360 acres here. We bought the place in 1971. We've gone to rotational grazing. We do a lot of grazing. We direct market everything off the farm. We do beef and lamb, and we were in the goat business, but now we're just in the lamb and the beef business. The reason we got into the direct marketing was that we had lambs that were ready to go, and the packing house didn't want them or wouldn't take them. So when they finally took them, we were discounted because the lambs were too big. We thought there had to be a better situation, and we looked into direct marketing. And it's just grown from there. That was 20 some years ago that we've been. Now we've been in the business. Everything off the farm goes now to restaurants or stores. And also, go ahead about the.
Another reason that we wanted to try marketing a lamb that was raised a different way, and so we raise all our animals under a natural label, and we found that a lot of people wanted to know where their meat came from and how it was raised, and they were thinking more family farm oriented than they were in earlier years, and that's why we decided to go this way.
Right. And also now with this buy local thing now that's really helped. It's helped a lot of farmers that way.
Mm-hmm. Local challenge.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
That's really helped a lot of people.
So our main customers became the natural food stores and a lot of the restaurants. Yeah, although we still do sell some to families in our area, but the larger amount goes to the natural food customers through the co-ops.
And what have you, in your years of farming, what have you seen the biggest change?
The biggest change, in I think, in agriculture is just the size of the farms, and you know our land here is not conducive to corn and beans in Florida, so that was another reason that we wanted to without taking on more acres to make as much income as we could with what we had, and the rotational grazing has done that, and of course the direct marketing, that's really helped a lot, you know. But although it is a lot of work. You know, it is. It's just like another job. I mean, to do, because we go every week to the processor, and Bonnie does all the paperwork and puts out the fires and all the problems.
Yes.
So yeah, she does good at it too. I'm proud of her. What would you like to say?
That's about it.
Okay.
How we started was that we belonged to the Southeast Minnesota sheep industry for many, many years, and most of the families were working in town, had hobby farms, and wanted to sell their lambs as feeders. And in order to have a fresh product year-round, you can't have cows calving every week or ewes lambing every week. So a lot of our friends that lamb at different times of the year or calve at different times are selling us their animals, and they get a little better price than they would selling somewhere else, so it's helped them too. So it goes around and around, and We try to buy all our supplies and everything we can locally. So if farms, family-sized farms can keep going, they pay the taxes in the area, keep the schools going, keep the stores going, keep the parts guy going, and the machinery repair guy going, and so it all goes into a circle that way.
Right.
So you started with lamb.
Right. We started with lamb. Then we went into chickens. We did free-range chickens for a few years. And then we went into the beef, so we did all three for a while. Then we went into goats, and we did all four for a while, but we're trying to slow down a little bit, so the goats and the chickens are gone now. So
in the beginning, we had our own beef cows, but in order to fill the supply, we again needed more animals and at more intervals during the year. So now we purchase from friends and families the starter calves, like when they're weaned, before they would have any antibiotics, or they're vaccinated, but they don't have any growth implants.
Right. And they're primarily Angus, not necessarily that they're better, but that's the most available breed that they have. So, but with it, what we don't necessarily need Angus, but that's the primary that we have, just because of the availability of them.
How many do you have right now?
On hand farm, there's a couple hundred, I suppose.
And we market about 350 beef or so a year this way, and over 500 lambs that way.
We sure met a lot of nice people, though. I mean, really.
That's the way. That's the good.
Yeah.
So your lambs, what kind of lambs are they?
We have everything. I mean,
That's one thing we've learned is we're still able to have variety of animals as long as they're good meat type animals and have a little bit of variation in the genetics, because we have followed this through the years, and even though we have a variation, the flavor stays consistent. It's reflected by what they eat.
Yep.
Rather than the breed.
Right.
And how many lambs do you say you have right now?
There's probably 170, 50, 75, something like that right now.
They're coming and going.
They're coming and going all the time.
Right.
So,
new groups go as a mature group
Yeah.
goes out, and through the year there's 500 lambs sold.
And the winter, you still continue.
Right, every week. we
Yeah,
process.
every week, yeah.
Every week. Well,
Whether it's 30 below zero or
it's like the mailman.
just like the mailman.
Well, he's still coming every day.
So far, anyway, maybe not
I
after a while.
had a fun story about how you found your friend, your helper friend.
Oh, tell them about that.
We'll be going over there yet today. Travis Peters is a young man that came to help us after Joe and I were having some health problems, and he's come consistently at least one day a week to help with sorting and weighing of animals and other two-man jobs. And he came to us through Farm Beginnings program, had never been on a tractor or farmed in his life. It's 15 below zero that day in January and windy. And we thought if he made it through the day, he was going to be a good helper, and he was. And he has